Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm just a guy, and today we're going to be playing some Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Now, if you've never played Rogue Trader, or you don't know what Warhammer 40k is at all, welcome. And if you're trying to see, what this video is all about, I'll just give it to you very simply. I would like to play a role-playing, essentially playing the role of my character in this role-playing game, this CRPG. So, we're going to start a very new game. We're going to play the main story. So, take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their trade protectorate and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valancius as it faces multiple threats from within its own ranks and without, as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. It's up to you to hold the reins of this shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the von Valancius dynasty, currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Cronus Expanse. Let's frickin' do it, guys. I have played this game a little bit before, so we're going to put the combat difficulty to daring. Yeah, we're just gonna do daring. Sorry, my brain was like, what am I doing? Yes. So we're gonna make our own custom character. Now, I don't know how to add a custom portrait, but that would be super neat. So instead, we're gonna play with our boy Chadius here. Okay. Now we're gonna maybe change his face a little bit. I like this face just a little bit better. And we're gonna make him. We'll make him built. Why not? Because I said so. Got him. So, let's see. Our character. I want him to be kind of like a dogmatic, and you'll see what that means when we get into the gameplay here, but a dogmatic, very by the rules, by the books, lives and serves and dies by the Emperor, or else. I feel like this would be a good hairstyle. Eyebrows are fine. Beard is great. Tattoo. We'll give him a tattoo. Why not? We'll give him a good old Aquila on the back. We'll give him a good old Aquila on the arm. And on the other one, we'll put a... Oh, that's the same arm. Oops. There we go. That arm, we'll put Mortis, which is, I believe, death in Latin. Aquila. There we go. Keep the tattoo color black. And I don't really like a lot of the augmentations because it doesn't really feel like you can really see them because of the hair options. We're going to give him a little brass nose piece because let's say he's broken it a few times.
Something of interest.
Let my fury rain down upon thee.
Great voice lines. I'm going to put him from a hive world so he has agility and fellowship. And we're going to... yeah, perfect. So we're going to do that, and we're going to make him a Navy officer. We're going to give him commerce. And we're going to reduce his... It would be funny if I did plus commerce minus commerce. But we'll do minus persuasion. I'm going to make him a soldier. And we're going to up his ballistic skills. We're going to up his agility. We're going to up his fellowship by 5. Alright, we'll just do it by 10. There we go. We're going to call this the Marksman's Tribute. Because why not? I think that sounds cool. And we're going to name our rogue trader Chadius Tominus Priata. Why not? That sounds very Warhammer-esque. So we're going to be listening to as much dialogue as possible, and during the sections where there might be multiple different lines of dialogue that delve further into the context of the scenario and understanding better things, if I feel like my character would not be interested in said extra things, then I personally will not ask said questions or those questions, because I feel like it's more true to the character if maybe sometimes they just don't ask questions and instead they just simply take what they can or take what they have and start sometimes make presumptions and all that kind of stuff. But I'll try my best not to talk during like cutscenes that have dialogue and dialogue of characters that are speaking and such. Just because I think that this game has been pretty well made. I've put probably almost 20 hours into the game at the time of this recording, and I haven't even gotten past the first chapter. There's just that much to do. There's a lot to do in this game, especially if you read all the dialogue.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
And I will answer with the prompt that I feel like. I will voice the prompt as well. I'm an officer of the Imperium, so I respect the Imperium. So we're not gonna. I'm gonna say, have we met?
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Commodore Chadius Tominus Priata von Maynard, Lord Captain of Drusus's Blessing.
My regards, Lord Captain. Though perhaps I should refrain from addressing you thus well. Aboard this vessel, with all due respect, Commodore. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencius, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood correctly.
That's great.
Lady Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. Your fate.
Tell me about the one on the ship. Tell me about the one on whose ship I found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that Her Ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
I assume he had some gold in mind when he decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord's Captain and Master Edelthrat von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Rogue trader Theodore von Valencius desires to personally meet with the person recently brought aboard her flagship. A storm is brewing over the dynasty, so the Lord Captain has something important she has to share with her heir if she ever gets the chance. Interesting. Good to know. I love this freaking getup. Look at this. Look at how swanky I am. Look at that cap and the freaking feather out the back and all my medals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the... Oh my gosh. Dude, could you imagine if you look like this in real life? That would be sick. So, we have our inventory here, of course. And then we have... This is a... Basically, this is the way you can flavor the game. The reason I say flavor is because there's 3 different paths that the game has really chosen to do so, if you've never played this game before. One of them is heretical, which is you want to give yourself to the chaos and the void, and you want to do what you want, and you want to basically become your, like, forge your own destiny, and I want to become the power of everything. One of them is iconoclast, which is they value human life, they value freedom, they are good over evil, they are common ground and compromising. And dogmatic is they are the law. The law is the law, and we will follow the law because it's the law. And so they will hate any type of Xenos, traitors, heretics, and all that kind of stuff. Then you have Puritans and fanatics, and you kind of have this balance in between, and you can make iconoclasts are good, but they're not Puritans. Dogmatics are the Puritan, and then hereticals are not Puritan, obviously, because they're heretical, but they also kind of fall in that same line of more fanatics. Then we have the features. This is all my things. Then we have the archetypes, and then I'm gonna go to a probably an arch militant. The intention of what I'm going to do is I want to make this character the best damage output potential in this game. And what I've found is if you have guns and you shoot them a lot and you kill the things and hit them very well, it stacks and stacks with all of the different things and features that I'm going to get later on. So the intention is I'm going to try and become the most deadliest weapon on my team. And the reason why I have agility up and not toughness is because I want to have an extremely high dodge chance. I want to have a good parry chance, which, yeah. Chance to parry is... Well, to dodge a melee attack is still agility. And then I do want to have armor and deflection at least a little bit, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So, and then this is reputation. This is the different types of outside groups that you have the ability to interface with. So the Drusians are the cult of Drusus, bringing mankind's crusade, the most high moral standards. They the explorators are the machine cult, and they want long lost technologies. The Casabolica mission is the crime syndicates and giving illegal goods and Xenos artifacts and such. The Fellowship of the Void are basically like bounty hunting pirate faction. Imperial Navy is the Imperial Navy. It is the Navy of the Imperium, and they want probably just guns and ship parts and all that kind of stuff. And then in this biography section, it's going to allow you to see all of the historical, impactful decisions that have the ability to influence dogmatism, hereticism, or iconoclastism, if that's what you would call it, to get up to each and every perk. And then once you hit third on one of the perks, you have to maintain that level, and you have to keep going until the end. You can't go higher than 2 for the non-dominant ideologies. I think that would be the best way to say it. So my intention is going to be, I'm going to be 5 levels. I'm going to be a zealot in dogmatism to become instrument of his will. And I'm also going to go 2 points into iconoclast, and I'm going to go no points heretical at all whatsoever. So yeah, that's the plan. I just love this freaking, I just love it. Thought begets heresy. Is that? Yeah, thought begets heresy. Heresy begets retribution. To question is to doubt. Ignorance is a virtue. My armor is contempt. Truth begets hatred. Okay. Man, I still look swanky.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening?
Servitors attacking.
The servitors have gone berserk!
Gonna get an introduction to combat, baby. Now this is the only thing I'm confused by. They both shot him, and he still has full HP. But whatever. I'm just a little funky monkey. Who cares? Frenzy. Receives a bonus MP and an additional attack, and he's injured. I see. We're going to stand here, and we're going to shoot you, hopefully. I had really, really bad luck in the tutorial last time I was playing. I missed like freaking everything, dude. Kind of like them. But in the fight with Theodore later on, that you'll see what we do. You'll see what happens. Thank you, Conrad. Shaboingus McDoingus. Bam. The Bambino Bandit strikes again.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
I always wondered what would life be like for me if I lived in the Warhammer 40k universe.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
That'll be my first question. My first question of the video. We're gonna try and do like a question every video. This question is gonna be: if you were in Warhammer 40k and you were a part of the Imperium, what would you want to do? Like, what would you want your dream job to be? And don't tell me an Adeptus Astartes, okay? Don't say you want to be a Space Marine, because the likelihood of that happening is far less than actually dying. However, I mean, I guess that's still a reasonable answer. I mean, I kind of guess I would want to be a Space Marine too, but like, let's say you couldn't be a Space Marine, and you had to be in like the Imperial Navy. Like, do you want to be like a gunner? Do you want to focus on the trash? Do you want to be a trash man for the for 40k? Do you want to be part of the Inquisition? Do you want to be part of the assassin sects and stuff? Okay, one dare not doubt the faith in the God Emperor, for none can pain. Is that pain? None can pain might in the depth of the prophet? I wish that this was just a little bit clearer. Unfortunately, it's not, so I can't read it. But Rogue Trader is not only a video game, but it is also a tabletop role-playing game. I believe that's where they got most of the mechanics from this originally. But I think that games recently have been doing a really good job of... That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says the man dressed in peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension, his face, half of which is covered by thin skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. I think going forward, I will not read the descriptions, but if you'd like, you can always pause the video, read the descriptions for yourself, and then continue. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation, no worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Aeon 6, Ethelthrad?
I'm here to speak with the Lord Captain.
What is this? Is this someone from your retinue, Theodora? Do you permit your people to interrupt your conversations in such a fashion? I give that permission to those with something of substance to say. Let us see if it was worth it. This is Chadius Tominus Priata, the second candidate for the title of my successor. Step forward. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6, a new world on the fringes of the Cronus Expanse, high seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Okay, let's see. Those spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I'd first verify if that's indeed the case, if the population of Ion 6 engages in Xeno worship. There are ways to confirm if it is witchcraft or not. Several cyclers will do it, but it will give us the answer. Seismic activity. Wish I could look at some auger readings, but theoretically a couple well-placed bombs could drown the Ion 6 and all of its terrors in an ocean of magma. The reports certainly sound like evidence of heresy, however I would put my interests first. No matter what means I would have to use, the riches of Ion 6 would be mine. Ion 6 must be purged for the good of the Imperium. I shall exterminate the heretical beliefs and otherworldly powers that rule the native apostates. I do not know. I think. An admission of vulnerability? I don't know everything? I probably wouldn't do that. I'm gonna exterminate the heretical beliefs. Another one. I suppose your answer is strictly correct, but not here, not on the frontier, not when we are playing for such high stakes. Lady Theodora, your disappointment puzzles me. I gave you the same answer from the off, albeit in a more complete and compelling form. The God Emperor's tenants, Ethelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me, then, why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time. I think if I was part of the Imperial Navy, I'd probably want to be an officer. Not quite a commissar, but definitely an officer. So, why are you here?
I do not know just yet. I hope you will clarify that.
Clarity, a luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valentius Massimo of Afscaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign and bow death and ruin to us all. It is by my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess a fortune that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with the von Valentius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose.
Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade, but nonetheless, your abilities and talents may prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Conrad Voigtveer served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you.
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valentius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. The Voigtveer's performance in his current role is satisfactory, or it used to be at least.
Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthran. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Where is your ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Crow's Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you'll one day assist House von Valentius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet appraise you of the purpose of this voyage, but now is not the time.
I've no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated. We're getting there. We're getting to the combat. The red lasers. Laser? I hardly know her, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, got him. You've been ambushed. Heck no. Oh, geez, Rick. What did we get? plus
I
50
took care
ballistic
of this
skill.
one.
Holy moly.
Death to the heretics!
Missed me. Now you have to kiss me. I don't make the rules, but them's the rules. Again, am I just poised to be an absolute waste of space here? Dodge, dodge, dodge. We're dodging over here.
Just a minor
This is
setback.
happening very similarly the first time that I engaged this combat.
How'd you like this?
Sheesh!
One fewer target.
Sheesh!
Reduced to
Double
dust.
sheesh.
For the glory of the Imperium.
76%. How do I have... Okay. I got a kill! Let's go, baby! Boom. Headshot.
One fewer target. I took care of this one.
Get him, Mort.
Die!
Get him, Morty. Is that Pickle Rykard? Or Pickle Rykad and Mortimer? Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single Horson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck. Not bad. I've seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. The incident with rampaging servitors may be connected to what's transpiring now. Possibly, quite likely. We will investigate that at a later time. Right now we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. What are your orders? Moore has gone ahead to clear the path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go on after him and see if the Archmilitant requires aid, and be quick about it. We're running. We're running. Call me Tiny Tina, because we're running. We're running over here. Run. And if you know that reference, +2 for you, ladies and gentlemen. +2 for you. Sorry, my nose is just itchy. Boom. Oh look, it is Conrad. Thank Providence you're alive and well. Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You can set your chrono by it. Mort, pull yourself together. What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away. Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Vox Neck is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck. My arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report! I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Geller field failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and only the voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. Mutiny against the Emperor's anointed. Execute the traitors, every last one of them. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the Navigator's Sanctum are secure, and I have the means to do both things at once. Ethelfrad? Where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18. Blast it. Master of Whispers, find Ethelfrad immediately. Seneschal, locates Class, and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Archmilitant with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. Chadius? If I may, Lord Captain, Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Ethelfrad back, I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed Archmilitant, and taking into consideration Ethelfrad's psycho powers. It is settled. Chadius, find Ethelfrad and bring him here in whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to a restricted compartment such as my personal chambers on the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out. Mort, come. Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I shall make do. Lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. That is no longer relevant. Scratch in the arm. I promised you a special destiny, Chadius. Okay, well, I don't remember that happening, but let's do it, I guess. The loading screen. Kick me in the hips, baby.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Ah, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Voidveer, you two-faced scum! You're the one behind this mayhem!
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself.
Hey, yo, what do you mean by that?
We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it? Inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy, you sordid, wretched piece of grog shit?
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blood? Once my work is done,
sorry.
I'll make that pompous wench Von Valencius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
You know, I really don't think so. Fight the voice in your head.
Get out! I'm not your puppet!
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance? Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valencius. Do you require assistance?
Yes, Sentinel. Traitors threaten my life and the safety of the warrant.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Well, there is still another way.
He is quite the determined one, isn't he? Start with an old injury. God damn. You think that they put that on printer paper, bro? This shit's looking like the CVS receipt from Walgreens. Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I pledge this person to be paragon of one of trade and soul upon them to be paragon of humanity and by diversity to walk bravely first in the darkness to use night and reclaim what was lost to try for so fast.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator's Sanctum. What is that? Oh, that's Theodora's voice. Excuse me. Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator's Sanctum. I'm trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Press the button to close the doors. Oh my god. Alexa, close the doors to the warrant.
Master. What? Whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this?
How did you find me? Are you with that... How did you find me? Are you with that traitor Voitvir?
Master, with all due respect, what nonsense are you saying? Kunrad? A traitor?
Vaudeville openly admitted that he's the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit. And for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Thank you, Abelard.
We're going to the Schw inventory. We're gonna equip the laser rifle. Gonna equip the armor. What if I didn't wear the armor? I want to see what happens if I don't wear the armor. I'm gonna give you that, and yeah, that's not better. I'm gonna switch to you. I'm gonna use one of your Medicaid bags.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on.
Good to know.
But that is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
The Navigator's Sanctum. Very well. Will you lead the way?
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor. Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
I'm gonna go ahead and just put Abelard here, and we're gonna schmove me over here. Nice. Love it. Love it when the heretics kill themselves and each other. Gonna put a little defense on. Going to swing for the fences. Then we're going to kill you. End your turn. Okay. Missed the first one, but hit the second one, so I call that an absolute win. Should have killed the other one, but so be it. we go. Now he's deceased. This is our level up icon, so we're just gonna level up. I'm gonna increase demolition because demolition in this game is based off of what's it called? Agility. And we're gonna do carouse because carouse is the only toughness based skill, and toughness is gonna be Abelard's highest statistic. So we're going to want to keep that as high as possible. Collect all this. We're going to give me pistol. Actually, we're going to give Abelard pistol. He already has a chainsword. And then we'll give me a sword for the in case I ever need to do that. And we're going to add that to cargo. And you want to know what, ladies and gentlemen? With that, I think that's where we're gonna end for the first episode, if you will. We're still in the prologue. We're still like probably, I'd say halfway through the prologue. And there's still a lot left to go. So I'm very excited. I hope that you are too. And thanks for stopping by. And until next time, I'm just a guy. See ya.